The tragic tale of Deianira and Heracles is a poignant narrative interwoven with themes of love, jealousy, and unintended consequences. At its core, this story serves as a harrowing reminder of how misguided actions, driven by intense emotions, can lead to catastrophic outcomes. The tale begins with Deianira, the devoted wife of the mighty Heracles, who finds herself consumed by jealousy and desperation upon discovering Heracles' infatuation with another woman, Iole. In a bid to reclaim her husband's affection, Deianira recalls the supposedly magical properties of the centaur Nessus' blood, which was misleadingly presented to her as a love potion. Unaware of its true toxic nature, she uses it to soak Heracles' shirt. When Heracles dons this garment, it adheres painfully to his skin, burning him alive, a tragic irony that seals his doom. The importance of this point lies in its exploration of human vulnerability and the destructive potential of emotions. It underscores the tragic flaw in classical tales where a character's virtues are overshadowed by overwhelming passions. In the grand tapestry of Heracles' life, his downfall illustrates the unpredictability of fate and the human susceptibility to error, even among those considered great heroes. Real-world applications of this point can be seen in any scenario where decisions are clouded by emotions rather than rational thought. A business leader who acts out of jealousy may make an impulsive decision that harms their company, much like Deianira's uninformed choice ultimately led to ruin. Similarly, in personal relationships, jealousy can cloud judgment, leading to actions that cause irreparable harm, mirroring Deianira's unintended destruction of what she sought to preserve. Support for this idea can be found in psychological studies on emotion-driven decision-making. Researchers argue that allowing jealousy or fear to guide actions often leads to regrettable outcomes, affirming the timeless nature of Deianira's plight. However, this concept isn't without its controversies. Some may argue that Deianira was a victim of deception and societal pressures, rather than being driven purely by jealousy. Others might view Heracles' death as a fitting end for a hero whose life was marked by violence and tragedy. This point interconnects with other aspects of Greek mythology by highlighting recurring themes of fatal flaws in heroes and the inevitable downfall tied to divine or mortal interference. It enriches the broader narrative of human fallibility, a theme that resonates throughout ancient and modern storytelling, emphasizing how the intersection of emotion and action shapes the course of lives and legends alike. The concept of the love triangle between Heracles, Deianira, and Iole is central to the tragic story of betrayal, desperation, and unintended consequences. A love triangle occurs when three individuals are romantically or emotionally involved, creating tension, rivalry, and often leading to destructive outcomes. This theme is critical as it sets the stage for the unfolding tragedy, illustrating the complexities of human emotions and relationships. In this narrative, Heracles, the mightiest hero of Greek mythology, finds himself torn between his commitment to his wife, Deianira, and his infatuation with Iole, a young woman who captivates him with her beauty. The significance of this love triangle lies in its ability to drive the plot forward and underscore the tragic downfall of its characters. Deianira's deep love and jealousy propel her to seek a remedy for her ailing marriage, ultimately leading to catastrophic consequences. The introduction of Iole adds tension, as her presence is both alluring and disruptive, exacerbating the vulnerabilities within Heracles and Deianira's relationship. In the real world, love triangles are not uncommon, often serving as cautionary tales about the consequences of unchecked emotions and desires. For example, the historical relationship between King Henry VIII, Catherine of Aragon, and Anne Boleyn illustrates how such entanglements can lead to far-reaching political and personal upheaval. In literature, the classic novel Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte depicts a similar dynamic, exploring the intense passions and jealousies between its characters, ultimately leading to their unraveling and misfortune. Supporters of exploring love triangles in narratives argue that they offer rich opportunities to delve into character development and human psychology, revealing the depths of love, envy, and despair. However, this concept can also be controversial. Critics suggest that such narratives might perpetuate stereotypes about relationships or trivialize complex emotions by reducing them to mere drama. This love triangle directly influences the tragic choices made by Deianira and Heracles. Deianira's desperation leads to the fateful use of Nessus's blood, setting into motion the chain of events that culminate in Heracles' suffering and demise. Her actions, driven by the emotional turmoil of the love triangle, not only lead to personal tragedy, but also to the inadvertent downfall of Greece's greatest hero. This intricate interplay of love, jealousy, and tragedy demonstrates the destructive potential of human emotions, weaving a cautionary tale about the consequences of misunderstanding and misguided intentions. The concept of the centaur Nessus and his deceptive love potion centers around a critical moment in the tragic tale of Heracles and Deianira. Nessus, a centaur known for his cunning and deceit, presents his blood as a love potion to Deianira in a duplicitous move. This blood, which he claims will ensure Heracles' fidelity, is actually tainted with lethal properties due to the centaur's enmity towards Heracles. Nessus's action is significant because it sets off a tragic chain of events leading to the demise of Heracles, Greece's mightiest hero, and highlights themes of trust, manipulation, and the catastrophic consequences of jealousy and misinformation. The significance of the love potion lies in its role as both a catalyst for tragic events and a symbol of misjudgment. Deianira's desperate attempt to salvage her marriage by using the potion unknowingly seals her husband's fate, showing how misinterpretation and unchecked emotions can lead to irreversible consequences. This narrative thread underscores the danger of relying on dubious solutions for complex emotional issues, a lesson that resonates across cultures and times. In modern terms, the idea of a deceptive love potion can be likened to the reliance on quick fixes or pseudoscience to solve personal problems. For example, the allure of self-help schemes promising instant relationship solutions, or the use of unverified substances claimed to enhance personal appeal, reflect similar themes of desperation and naivety. Additionally, the concept can be related to the broader discussion of misinformation in today's digital world, where individuals may act on false information with unintended repercussions. Supporters of this idea might argue that Nessus's love potion serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of succumbing to easy answers and the importance of critical thinking. However, some might contend that Deianira's actions were born from societal pressures and her limited options, which reflect the complexities of human behavior rather than sheer folly. The challenges associated with this tale include dissecting the nuanced motivations behind Deianira's choice and recognizing the societal pressures that influenced her actions. Additionally, alternative viewpoints might consider Heracles' own accountability and how cultural valorization of his exploits may have contributed to the tragic outcome. Ultimately, Nessus's deceptive potion intertwines with themes of love, power, trust, and the human tendency to seek control over the uncontrollable. It highlights how deception, even when seemingly benign or romantic, can devastate lives. This narrative thread underscores the story's overarching message about the gravitational pull of love and jealousy, shaping choices that irrevocably alter lives, for better or worse. Deianira's attempt to salvage her marriage is a central theme in the tragic tale of Heracles and Deianira, encapsulating her desperation and misguided hope to rekindle her husband's affections. At its core, this concept revolves around the lengths to which individuals go in efforts to preserve relationships that are faltering, often blinded by love or fear of loss. Deianira, driven by jealousy and insecurity due to Heracles' infatuation with another woman, Iole, seeks a remedy to win back his devotion. The promise of Nessus's blood as a love potion presents a deceptive solution, demonstrating the danger of seemingly simple fixes to profound emotional dilemmas. This point is significant because it highlights the vulnerability and complexity of human emotions in relationships, illustrating how desperation can lead individuals to take drastic measures. It underscores the tragic irony and consequences of actions taken in ignorance and emotional turmoil, reinforcing the broader narrative's themes of love, jealousy, and unintended destruction. Real-world applications of this notion can be seen in the myriad of ways people today might go to great lengths to preserve romantic relationships. For instance, someone might turn to modern, quick fixes, like relationship advice from dubious sources, or even technology-based interventions, in hopes of reigniting a dormant connection. Additionally, the use of social media to monitor or influence a partner's behavior can echo the misguided interventions that Deianira represents, showing that despite the passage of time, people still grapple with similar issues and impulses. Opinions supporting this idea suggest that it highlights the universal human desire for love and acceptance, pointing to the notion that love can lead people to take extraordinary, if sometimes perilous, actions. However, challenges and controversies arise from the ethical considerations of intervening in others' feelings and the risks of relying on unproven solutions rooted in emotional vulnerability. This attempt to salvage her marriage directly influences other elements of the story, particularly the tragic downfall of Heracles. Deianira's actions set off a chain of irreversible events, thereby intertwining her personal struggle with the broader consequences for others involved, effectively underscoring the interconnectedness of personal motivations and larger outcomes. The narrative reminds us that actions based on incomplete understanding or desperation can catalyze irreversible transformations, making Deianira's tragic choice a powerful, cautionary focal point within the epic.